Hello everyone, you can see me, congratulations. I bought myself this one. Here's a new item, let's check what's there today. Americans do things or not, you know that I'm a fan of big Chinese phones. But you know, Pixels are also like that peculiar phones, they all attract me. On the one hand, they beckon you to buy, but Pixels, they are very controversial guys. These phones are clearly not for everyone. Everyone recently had a budget release. Well, what do they think the Pixel 7a phone is? Then it came out even now, literally recently, Pixel 8 and 8 Pro, but they are still excessively expensive. But I managed to get the Pixel 7a, find it, for I bought it with delivery. Well, in general, I think it's by today's standards, well, not so much very expensive. Yes, for $370, I could buy it some Poco F5, and he would be completely torn. Pixel 7a, in terms of characteristics, would just completely destroy this one. Forget about the phone, but Pixel, there is a Pixel. It has its own advantages. It's pure Android. It's the very first Android updates. This is long support, is quality Google camera. Yes, cool shooting algorithms, high quality software without any Chinese. There's all sorts of Chinese stuff there. That is, well, I have my advantages in general. The feeling from this phone is that I bought an iPhone, but it's on Android. Consider this iPhone, but on Android. Why is the box like iPhones? That is, you, for example, a box with iPhones. Yes, here's how they look, so straight, one-to-one thin. A box in which there is not a damn thing Chinese. Of course, the Chinese don't allow themselves this. They also provide a power supply, cases, and films. There's nothing here, just a cable USB type, C and adapter from type C to USB. And it's also not such a popular thing. I don't know why we put it here, and here are some other documents in paperclip. All this is the first moment why it resembles an iPhone. The second point is screen diagonal 6.1 inches, guys. Well, iPhones have such a diagonal, Androids are so small now, there is practically none left. That is, there is still one atypical thing, and a third thing due to the Pixel 7a reminds me of, and I feel the same as from an iPhone. This is that it has the support of one. There is also support for physical SIM cards, eSIM. You can get an electronic SIM card here, somehow register this. But you can use a regular physical SIM card, insert only one. Imagine on Androids, on all other Chinese are already two SIM cards. There is only one. The SIM card is nothing on this side, insert. It's not very nice. Well, naturally, you should put the shirt here too. You can't. There is no connector for headphones. Headphones are connected via wireless at the bottom. Microphone speaker united. I don't think it's the best with such long cuts. A practical solution will be posted here. Dust connector for the charges on this side are mixed up in places. But it's like they're not there. They mix them up just like that. They do its signature feature of the Pixel. And on the 7th, I was like, I really didn't like it. I usually had to relearn the power button is lower than volume button A on the opposite Pixels. And that's why you press it all the time to unlock. And this is decrease. The volume is very uncomfortable. The frame is made of metal back cover glass, but no, this is also unclear. This is the part protrude much where the cameras are at the 7th, at 8th pixels, it protrudes more strongly. There was no protective PC on the screen. Well, let me launch it at the top now. Also nothing phone with 5G support here. A bunch of antennas run along the building D3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in short. A bunch of different ones like these antennas, everything. The phone started up very quick launch. I'll tell you right away on the phone, this one starts instantly. I didn't even unpack the envelope. Well, here we just have documents and everything is sold in several colors. I'm in this color. Well, because he is this color black. I would even call it dark gray, but he just knows that's the color on Temptation. I really don't know how you like it, but he just dark gray. That is, maybe someone will like his design the same as Pixel 7th regular, that is, purely by design, it's just him. The same camera block has been slightly reduced, only 2 flash modules in the center, letter GE goal, and below I have written that it was made in Vietnam. That is, it is not Korean assembly, not Chinese, Indian, and Vietnamese assembly. I noticed a small problem with assembly. It seemed to me that with this, I don't know the side of the gap. It's not visible from this one side where the SIM card looks like a gap a little more than on this side. Damn though, maybe I'm wrong here. It seems the gap is larger between the body, between the glass and with this metal frame, and it's like there's a smaller gap here. This is the design, write what you think, and overall it fits quite comfortably in the hand. The scanner is located right in screen. And here, big frames here, just giant modern frames, I say again. If compared with somehow, while the same F5, which has one of the smallest frames, this one, the phone looks wildly outdated cheap on a budget precisely because of our own large, thick frames. The diagonal itself here, 6.1 inches, is AMOLED matrix. But not everything is so rosy if the Chinese are already giving 120 to 14 hertz. For example, some Xiaomi 13 to buy there, it will be 144 hertz here. Us maximum frequency is only 90 hertz. Yes, guys, 90 hertz, 90 hertz. 6.1 inches full HDP without curves, it's good. At least without rounded screen flat, I'm already on it. I ordered the glass, I ordered the case, all this, I bought it separately. It cost me. I got the glass with a case for about $6. All the most accessible here is the scanner done. At least it's convenient, not at the very bottom. But somehow here, that is, when you take it in, there is no need to pull your hand back all the way bottom, but overall comfortable. Here it is on comfortable altitude. Well, we understand, but in terms of the shell, everything is wild smoothly here is pure Android, and what do I have to do with it already updated to what you most likely have an Android phone will be the 13th, 12th, 11th, but 14th Android. Almost no one else has it, it's fresh. A new product that is coming now, only for Pixels can be for top ones, Samsung. But it's real, that's a plus phone, is that it will always be, first get all the latest versions, Android, and will be updated for a long time. This phone is also sold in color, and I think in some way not much green variations. It was released in May 2023 dimensions. By the way, it weighs a lot for its size. Its dimensions are large enough to weigh almost 200 G, specifically 193 G and a half. Its length is 15 centimeters, 15.2, width 72 mm, and thickness 9 mm. Here at the back we have plastic. I thought it was glass. In fact, it is plastic, but very reminiscent of glass. And in fact, the plastic is like budget one's phones. But this frame, but metal front glass. You know what generation of Gorilla GL3 I was in? Shocked when I found out, because Gorilla Glass 3 is placed at the cheapest Chinese phones on some Redmi Note 11, Redmi Note 12, and then there, in my opinion, GL5. And here is Gorilla GL3 that is very old coding, very ancient. Very cheap now. Already available Gorilla flagships. Glass Victus 2, this much stronger, much more expensive, and here third generation. That is, I was more careful scratching him. Maybe may break, I would stick the glass on whenever you take this one phone in hand. You're just a little bit okay. It's like I'm going back a couple of years, don't understand. That's why Google does such outdated phones. Well, look. Well, very large frames. And also he reminds me of some old phones from Sony. It's just as angular, it's just as elongated, and the length really resembles devices from Sony. Underscore here is, so 6.1-inch Gorilla Glass 3 has always on display. Processor here, own development is Google Tensor G2. Last year's generation came out in last year, 5 nanometers, 8 cores, maximum frequency, 2.85 maximum powerful core is Cortex X1, then 2 energy-efficient 2 cores, X1 2 cores, Cortex A78 and 4 Cortex A55 cores, not really the most powerful right now. You can buy a processor for that kind of money already, something more powerful. Video kernel Mali G710 MP7 internal memory UFS 3.1. And I have only 128 internal memory here, GB, and 8 GB RAM. That is how you for that kind of money for 38,000 I could buy something more powerful. But again, let's go back to the same thing. F5 he would give out about 1 million points here and there. There would be more RAM and more internal memory. This phone gives 858,000, which is also a lot. But now it's already a new processor with Pixels has been released. 8th Google Tensor G3. That is now this G2 is not the top one. Processor in the line in the Google line. Yes, the same processor was installed in Google 7, Pixel 7 Pro, and they also installed it this Tensor G2. But someone is the same Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 8 plus Gen 1 8 Gen 2 already, the more they will be more powerful. And the same DEM 9.200 as in Xiaomi 13T, he will be Pro too. More powerful than this processor. But one thing pleases that at least there will be a top one here. Optimization, they make their own shell, Google Pure Android, they make their own processor, that is, they will be fine. But such processors are also optimized. They essentially only put it in Google Pixel, is exclusive on Android. No Samsung, no Xiaomi, there has a Google processor Tensor. Well, I think this is already clear, it's logical. Explainable just like Apple does, mobile processors. Only for our own Google makes devices too. Mobile processors. Only for our own devices they can afford. This is a big company, one of the most dearest in the world, so they can be there for a couple of models a year to stir up your own processor. That's all, many Chinese. There are simply no such opportunities. Have a purchasing process somewhere on the side. At the media library or at the LMA, so that's what performance. Well, I honestly don't. I noticed no problems with this at all. Phone when he used it, it's very smooth so fast. Yes, but still problems. Yes, NFC module. Yes, memory speed. No, the biggest UFS 3.1. Although now there is UFS 4.0. But this struck me really trolls a lot, and what does it have to do with me? The throttling test didn't even take 30 minutes. And 15, and he has already lost 40% performance. What is it? What's with cooling? What in general I am? Even this, I haven't seen it in Chinese on Pocophone now. They have become this meme. What are they hot? They explode. It's actually straight some crazy phones, and what are they dangerous? Well, damn, Poco backgrounds even have this throttling. No, well, maybe someone Poco X3 Pro is just old, but here the new phone is really out now. Recently, people just started buying it and just see the performance. It's hard to see what this is all about. And Antutu, 858,000. Now this is no one. You'll even surprise me now. Buy Infinix GT1 Pro for $300. And it will also gain about the same amount with some media tech, essentially. Well, for the money. Well, nothing like that. She's not bad. But for these money, I can buy better. So performance. This is definitely not the best thing worth buying for this phone. But guys, what's here? Unlike many Chinese, what protection from water according to standard IP67? This means that you can immerse in water, completely immerse in water, and he can withstand such a dive. He can immerse to a depth of 1 meter for up to 30 minutes. It will last well in the water. For the Chinese, many people don't have this. What else is there? What the Chinese don't have is this. There is wireless support here charging. True, it is very weak, only 7. 5W support and fast charging, yes, but attention. What do you think fast charging speed supported this phone? Attention. What do you think 18W is also, of course, wildly funny to me. These numbers just make you laugh compared to Chinese phones. Where are the chargers? That kind of money. Well, 67W will definitely give you. It's 18W and doesn't come with a charger. Again, it supports 18W, but please buy it yourself independently separately. Chinese Poco X5 Pro for the same money. Even cheaper, it will already have 67 watts complete. That's the way it is. Well, we don't talk already about something. GT3, GT5 Realme, which have 240W charging here 18 and support wireless charging 7.5 watts, but I can imagine how long it takes. It will take a long time to charge, of course, from the devil wires with a power of 75 tons all night long, probably there or an hour, probably vary for a long time. And even if you are in the car somewhere driving in the city, if you have a short one trip and your car supports wireless charging, but you just have it won't charge much 10 Pro there yet, you're going somewhere. At least in mine 10 minutes here in the city, and you are already reached him wirelessly to no avail. Keep that is, well, I don't know. I guess there is wireless charging, but it's weird. Slow fast charging is available, but it is 18. What is considered now is also essentially very slow charging, but maybe someone will say that the battery lasts longer, will remain in good condition. It's possible. But in terms of autonomy, it's definitely not the best. Phone battery is here. 4,385 mAh is also similar to Android on iPhone situation. For iPhones is always the batteries have an uneven number there, some 3.400, they're 98, let's say, well, like Androids. Others Chinese 5,000, let's say, well, 5,160 happens. And here this is really real 4,385 and it lasts for a maximum of a day. Very poor in autonomy and will lose any Chinese with a 5,000 battery is realistic. Not the best phone in terms of battery life. What do you ask here about the cameras? Including behind the cameras, say, I bought this phone because I wanted a small phone like an iPhone, but on Android to use everything advantages of Android to install any application AK files. But at the same time so that he has a good top camera and have a good one-top video. So here is the main one. The camera here is 64 megapixels. It has optical stabilization and quite large module 1. O and C3, not the best. Large, now there are inch modules. Yes, some photos of flagships, but this also not bad for such a small one phone number and 13 megapixels here. Ultra wide, 120 degree has a viewing angle. There is no telephoto, but there is a 2-timer. Digital zoom is also very cool and quality zoom that is practically without loss of quality. Maximum zoom. Here is only 8x at photographing. Zoom is small. If you need a cool zoom on a pixel, you need take the Pro version. There is already 7 Pro, 8 Pro. But look, even with this, Here with 8x zoom, the picture comes out very good and even visible on my poster. Smallest small bottom row with, in letters, this is at 8x digital zoom. That is, Google's algorithms pull everything out good soft cameras. Well, the module itself, too, not bad for video. He can shoot in 4K 60 FPS like older versions, and this one I was honestly pleased with the recording. He shoots very well. All sorts of additional stabilization here is 4K 6 FPS smooth switching zoom, just like on iPhones. And in general, I already took photos on this phone. Of course I will as soon as I received it. I already unpacked it. There's really not much to do with this camera. I liked it. I expected more again. Here the camera is 64 megapixels, but how am I got it? You can't include these ones here, 64 megapixels. That is, it always does as if in an automatic machine. It combines these pixels on your own, and you can't get maxima detail in general, this camera. It's not bad, of course, and in some ways reminds me of an iPhone. That is, everything is here very simply. He himself can turn on night mode. That is when he sees that there is little lighting himself turns on night mode like iPhone. No need dig in the settings to look for it, but quality I would say, so it doesn't bother me. Surprised I've seen better phones, but quality good, video quality good. I especially liked the sound of the portraits. These are the portraits he can do in general. They turn out great, by the way, but damn, I don't know. Well, for $370. Maybe it's sorry. That's how much for $500. For $600, I wouldn't take it. These are the pictures it gives in very poor lighting night mode. Well, as you can see, a standard regular photo. That is nothing supernatural, as well as about the same as you can get on another phone for $30. $400. If you need a super cool camera, then I would advise you to just turn attention to the same one. Pixel 7 Pro could be 6 Pro, or maybe even some old iPhone. Well, there's the 12th Pro, 13th Pro with a good zoom to it and in general you will do even better quality, or some other Samsung. You can pay attention there. S22 Ultra. Well, I don't know me. The camera is not here to say that this is the best thing that can happen. No, I haven't yet. I like that there are 3 sensory ones. The buttons do not change places I searched in settings. And in the end, here I can always use it so that I have it on the left back button. I love it. When it's on the right located here, cannot be swapped. On Pixel 7, I have the same thing was in general. I say this is the phone. It is so contradictory. I'm with one. I'm glad I bought it from the other side. I find it awkward to use. I'll have to get used to it now. But I'll try to use it to them, because to me, how fast does the sun work here for me? I like that there is nothing superfluous here. There is. In fact, it's just awesome here. Shell, very simple, very fast. Smooth, even my gigs enough. RAM multitasking is good, this Google NR. Yes, of course he's trolling, but I don't play now in games. It's for me. How would I like it? It doesn't matter much if I played games. I would take something on Snapdragon because what cool video cores are there? I would take anything from there. 7P Gen 2 or 8P Gen 1 or 8P82, one of these options. But here, since I don't play games for me, how normal it would be to use it. So what else is good here? Stereo effect, that is. Here we have the second speaker also plays, that is, bottom speaker, top speaker, creating stereo effect. Let's listen there. Branded ringtones, pixel, pleasant, high quality like this. Ringtones the simplest, and this one is the maximum volume. Well, to be honest, it's the top speaker, of course, much quieter. Okay, quality speaker is good sonorous version of Bluetooth. Here is 5.3 modern supports Wi, Fi 6 modern charging connector for USB data transfer. CF 3.2. That is you can transfer data very quickly. Computer via cable to phone or vice versa from phone to computer very quickly transmit data because here modern connector. Well, actually speaking, approximately, probably, and everything that is possible, say about this phone, yes, but there is more. The color is blue and coral. That's what it's not, green, blue, coral. In general, what I can tell you whether to take it or not, look, I'll tell you now who worth it. I think people should take it who don't like Chinese at all flagships for their overloaded software, for their not always adequate firmware, for their overcolored camera photos, because the Chinese love to do algorithms are such that photos come out too oversaturated, too overexposed. The faces are unrealistic here. The pictures are more calmer ones, are more like that dark tones close to reality, I would say. So if for you not critical appearance for the money, you can find something more interesting with smaller frame with a larger screen to higher refresh rate we had here. 90 Hz can be found already. 120 Hz for such money does not support 2 SIM cards, only 1 SIM card. Flash drive not supports low memory in base version. You can of course take this phone versions with more memory, but in there are only 128 in the database gigs. By the way, no, what am I saying? Haven't found a version at all, so far more than 128 this budget phone. They assume that this is the case here. 128 gigs will do in general if you like pure Android. If you had it before, Pixel may suit you. But if you just want to buy from scratch Pixel seed, look at your competitors and take a good look. Think about it. Is it worth risking everything? Amenities, and buy a Pixel. Because some fat ones like that, I can't say any specific advantages here, that's so much because there are also a lot of disadvantages, and it's wireless charging. Yes, water protection, yes, long updates seem to be good cameras, but there is no left. Rather weak zoom, although the quality is good with zooming photos are not very convenient. Fofanov, the buttons are mixed up here, confused, well, in short, I don't know, but for $370, I didn't regret that I took it the most. The main thing is the price. If it costs $500, it is over spruce 30. It's normal to think you can if you find it somewhere at all for $250. If after some watch this video for a long time and you can already buy it somewhere on secondary. Yes, a little bit, I thought it's worth that kind of money, but for now here it costs about $400 new. This is my opinion about it. Pixel 7, I'll go and figure it out. Now, I might still like it, but for now, for example, the same one, the one who Mi 100 came out, S23 is about the same price. Categories plays like Google. While I like this comrade better, but it's a completely different class. It's S23 cheers and took it twice as expensive as Pixel 7, and it's probably stupid to even compare them. But choosing between the two, I would choose naturally Samsung. But this is just stupid. Compare realistically how to compare BMW Connie of the second model, and one of the SDEC classes are playing, so it's probably better to compare with some S23 basic with S2 FE may also come with Xiaomi 1 or with Xiaomi 13 Lite. Although it will win Xiaomi 13 Lite, maybe it can be compared with somehow with iPhone 14, 15, regular not Pro version. Yes, exactly, with regular version 14, 15, 13. That's about something so suitable can be compared, of course, with Past 6. Past 6, a little at the same time, it is much cheaper now. You can even buy it on Avito there for not very big money, just last year. Model 6A, 5A, 4A. I wouldn't take it anymore, but here is 6A, last year's model from last year generations you can take like this. Yes, that's the opinion I have about Pixel 7. And I also had a Pixel 7. I feel like I liked it better. Almost the same phone. If you compare Pixel 7 and Pixel 7, it's easy. Pixel 7 slightly reduced by dimensions, and that's all. But essentially, it's the same thing, feels the same way. Impression I had from Pixel 7 on this. Say goodbye to you. Thank you for viewing. Good luck to you, dear friends, everyone. Happiness, health, and everyone bye.